Welcome back. You know, you may have heard about this. There is a brand new, first of its kind bookstore in Minnesota, and it just opened a week ago here in the Twin Cities. It is solely featuring romance novels. The line was down the street for Tropes and Trifles grand opening. In fact, they had all the books gone and they had to restock all the books. And it is such an interesting and fun adventure, something you have to check out. We have the owners here, Caitlin O'Neill and Lauren Richards from Tropes and Trifles. Congratulations. What, are you guys open like 8 days now?
Something like that, yeah.
8 days, oh my goodness.
It's a bit of a blur.
And you're in basically South Minneapolis, Hiawatha, and 38th, did I hear? Okay,
correct.
Okay, across from a brewery, Tropes and Trifles. Tell me how this happened.
Well, we met in a book club, a romance book club, about 5 years ago, and we kind of just came up with the idea. You know, there's a lot of really good independent bookstores here in the Twin Cities, but none of them really focus on romance novels. And so we just thought that as readers, we were looking for a space so that we could to find with other romance readers, and we just decided to make it ourselves.
How fun. I mean, there are like independent bookstores that have just crime on them, but I mean, in Minnesota, there was nothing for romance novels, but there are these kind of stores in other states, in other cities, right?
Correct. The Ripped Bodice is the one that kicked it all off about 7.5 years ago, and they proved that it was such a successful idea. They actually were able to open a second location in Brooklyn in August of last year.
Because everyone loves love. I mean, darn it, everyone loves love. So are you envisioning that at your store you're going to have book clubs coming? What are the kind of things that you want to have other than folks, of course, buying books at your store?
Yeah, we're going to be rolling out our events programming this summer with book clubs to start. We also have some authors that we're already talking to about book releases this fall. And we're going to keep doing that both with authors who are local and those who are traveling in.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's run through a few of your favorites. Let's start right here. Go ahead.
All right, so this is My Fair Brady, and it is by Brian D. Kennedy, who is himself from the Twin Cities before moving to New York. And this is a young adult novel that focuses on two boys who become connected. It's a sweet makeover story about them taking part in their production of My Fair Lady. And it's a really sweet story, but also it has some emotional weight to it as it dives into some more delicate topics like setting and enforcing boundaries while also still being open to personal growth and finding out who you're becoming as a teenager.
I love that. How about the next one?
So Curves for Days is by Laura Moore, who lives in St. Paul. In this book, a woman wins the lottery and she decides to change her life. So she moves across the country, she decides to finish her college degree and buy a house. I love this book. It's fat positive. It has a grumpy sunshine trope. Basically, she hits some guy in the head with a candy bar, and then she hires him to be her contractor, and they fall in love.
Okay. All right, let's go to number 3.
This is The Art of Scandal by Regina Black, and it is actually out on Tuesday in this new paperback format with this new beautiful cover. And we like to describe this one as Scandal meets Real Housewives with just a splash of art world glamour.
Oh my, I love that. Okay, we have 30 seconds, so let's try to get to the last two. How about this one?
All right, so we've got A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen for the Romantasy fans. It's a duology influenced by Norse mythology. It begins with a meat disaster where a woman flirts with a man on the beach and then they have to fight a duel for reasons.
Oh, and last but not least.
We've got We Could Be So Good by Cat Sebastian. Two men who worked together in a New York City newsroom in the 1950s go from enemies to friends in the first chapter, and then it's a slow burn friends to lovers. It's all about queer found family in a time when it was very difficult to be openly gay.
All right, well, that is a lot to swallow and a lot to read and some great books and a great new store to check out. Congratulations to both of you, Caitlin and Lauren.
Thank you so much.
Let's let them know where Tropes and Trifles is. It is located off Highway 55 on 38th Street in South Minneapolis near Hiawatha. We have a link to these books that they recommended on KARE11.com, and we appreciate you stopping by. Coming up next.